Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Stephania. Thank you so much for finding me here. Hope you're all having a beautiful day, beautiful week so far. Welcome to this week's weekly uplift message, tapping into the Phoenix, the burning energy of the Phoenix rising, what it is we need to let go of, what we need to do to align to the highest and best version of ourselves, and what is coming in for us for our highest and greatest good. So as an intuitive spiritual teacher and medium, I'm connecting in, I'm tapping in with spirit to help us receive messages for our highest and greatest good, and knowing what it is we need to do in order to step into the best version of ourselves, which is getting into alignment and vibrating with the essence that is our spirit, the spirit that drives us, the spirit that is that divine feminine, divine masculine frequency that powers through us, our infinite soul that is forever observing all of the chaos and the surface level of our thinking in our mind. So we're here to learn how to tap into the silence and connect with the vast, enlightened, effervescent essence that is our soul, that is our spirit, that is so powerful, so magnificent. This is who you are, and so it is. So let us just open with prayer. Dear God, angels of the highest light, Christ consciousness that lives within us all, let us all just open to receive messages for our highest and greatest good, that we may step into the best, most unlimited version of ourselves, knowing that you are surrounding us with your beautiful white and glorious light. We know that you go before us. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you, and so it is. So reminds me just now, like when we're in grace, when we're grateful, truly, truly grateful for every breath, every day that we have, embracing the essence that is our life. The universe works to meet that energy. So when we're in gratitude, we're in appreciation. So what we appreciate appreciates. I gotta say that because it's just so, so powerful. It's such an easy practice when we're, walking the walk in terms of connecting with our spiritual sovereignty. So start with grace. And I hear people say, well, I'm grateful, but, and it's like, but to embody grace is when you open your eyes. The first thing I do when I open my eyes, I take a deep breath. I say, thank you, God. Thank you, Source. Thank you, angels. I am alive again today. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for my home. Thank you for, and I start listing off all the things, right? And you bring the energy with intentionality and intention into your day. You open the frequency to say, exactly that. I'm open. I'm open to unlimited possibilities. I'm open to being guided, to let my loving soul guide me, listening to the whispers of the wind, the whispers of spirit, and getting used to how our energy speaks to us, how our intuition speaks to us, and really getting to know that. So as I was tapping in for the collective this week, I was getting a message about like what it is we need to let go of. So I started doing these weekly videos a while ago, but I shifted a little bit the format solely because I was guided to, okay, what is it we need to let go of? Because oftentimes in order for a breakthrough to occur, to align with our highest and greatest good, there's stuff we gotta let go of, right? We're human beings, so we get attached to storylines, we get attached to thoughts, we get attached to circumstances. Last week we had a message about divine timing, letting go of timing, and learning to trust that when we loosen the grip of divine timing, we loosen the grip of control of when we want things to happen in specific outcomes, we give the universe the energy space to work on our behalf behind the scenes, right? So that was coming in last week. So this week though, I was really getting a strong message because I was meditating before I started recording here, and just yes, we are recording, good. I was getting a message about adjustments, accommodations, being open to, changing things up. There was a strong message about making adjustments and needing to, rework things and be more flexible So I was getting a vision around, it was a woman in the vision, but this doesn't have to be gender specific. Remember, it's a collective reading. So the vision is, there's a woman and there's multiple doors opening and closing, and there's like, and she's like trying to figure it out. It's adjustments. As I kept hearing this need to make adjustments. So be flexible, because there's doors closing and doors opening. Okay. So this is, take it how it resonates, because everything, when I get a vision, sometimes, it might take me a minute to, not always, but like, for example, yesterday when I was doing a reading, I was seeing a man, and they kept showing me his feet. Like, I just kept seeing his feet with these sort of boring shoes, but he wasn't moving. He was at a standstill. And for some reason at first I couldn't put it together, and I was like, well, I don't know. I just keep seeing his feet, and like he's wearing these boring shoes, and I don't know. That's the vision. And I couldn't put it together at first. And then about 10 minutes later, I was like, oh, they just gave me the message. He's at a standstill. He's not moving. No movement forward. And it made perfect sense, to the person I was working with. And so the message here is that, like, there's doors opening, doors closing, but you have to let go of control of the outcome. That's pertaining to last week, and be open to possibilities, and you have to make adjustments. So there's changes being made, so you're gonna have to surrender to and to accommodate these changes. There's adjustments that need to be made. Could be adjustments also in your mindset. Changing our mindset and our perspective, I was just getting that, on a situation, on a view of life, can change everything, because everything starts with our thoughts. So when we change our thoughts, all of a sudden things are looking different. So when you change your mindset, all of a sudden you go from the glass half empty person to the glass half full person. So there's something about that coming in here. So take it how it resonates, okay? The next thing I was getting is, for some of you, I feel there's a new exercise. So in order to align with making these adjustments and these changes, there's going to be a need to keep your energy going, keep your energy up. Because, there could be some taxation here in the mind, overthinking. So I was getting a message about running, but it was specifically not running away from it, was running and getting exercise. So some of you could be starting a new exercise routine. There's cardio involved, and there's something about moving that energy through the body that helps you with the changes and adjustments that are going on. So remember, don't, and you could also be really inclined this week and this month to start a new exercise routine, to take better care of yourself. You could be inclined to, I've got a weird hair there. You could be inclined to, like I said, but it's all about moving the energy though. So the message is yes, it could pertain to you feeling this desire to do a new exercise routine, taking better care of your health and body. So we know that our spiritual body, mental body, physical body, emotional body, all connected. So I was getting a strong message about make sure you move the energy through the physical body, through getting some exercise, because that's going to be really supportive and integral to you needed to make these adjustments and changes in your physical world, because doors are opening and doors are closing, but also your mindset. I do feel there's this mindset shift. So in the mindset shift, we let go. We dust off the old dusty, crusty energy that we don't need, okay? The next thing, as we move into the future and we're doing the work on ourselves, I do feel like I move into this summertime. So, we are coming up, it's spring still, but as we move into the summer, I feel like you are you're like the wave that's moving in beautiful unison with the ocean. So remember, one drop of water contains the entire consciousness of the entire ocean. It contains the consciousness of the entire ocean, right? I heard that somewhere and I forget now where I heard that, but anyway, it just came up now for me. So there's this message of, by the time you've into the summer, you're going to be much more into the flow of your life. So, the timing of it all and the changes of it all, you're much more in flow, in a beautiful flow as we move into, I feel, June, July. There's some of you could be obviously traveling to the water as I get that message, but I really do feel it's more of you becoming more in tune with this energy consciousness within yourself, that you're more in the flow with the universal source energy. And as you do, you're just feeling more blissful. Okay. I also feel too, some of you are definitely changing homes. So there's definitely moves coming up. If you're tuning into this message, I could be just validating something about a move and a successful sale of a house. And it could be at a significant distance, because I do feel like there's it feels like there's a cross country kind of situation as I'm tuning into that energy. Okay, so those are the channeled messages. Let me just see if there's anything else. And you could be connecting in with birds. Bird songs, bird messages could be a sign for you. I always like the sounds. Bird sounds in the morning actually are very cleansing. Very, very cleansing for your central nervous system, very cleansing for the brain. Mind you, I'm not a medical doctor, so you read the disclaimer below. It's very good for your stress, but I also like to say too, the angels are, they speak to us through the bird song. So there's something about birds there. So those are the channel messages for us for this week. So look out for summer. Let's see. And in my mind now, I was just seeing the Page of Swords, which is news, communication. Oh, I'm just getting now documents. For some of you, this could be soon, like right around now, in the midst of documents, legal battles, things like that. But I do feel there's justice with that. So there could be, but some of you could be signing contracts, but there's also papers. I'm getting lots of signage of papers and things like that. Okay. All right, Spirit, let's just look at the cards. Remember the tarot, when we pull tarot, it's like a map. The energy reads like a map. So we're just reading the cards as kind of like a spiritual map, right? And the energy reflects in the cards. So when I do my private sessions, I don't read tarot. I actually just drop in, I close my eyes, and I channel the messages as I did at the beginning of the reading. But I like to do the cards in the videos because it's fun to look at the art. And there's the lovers at the bottom of the deck. So that could be a message there for someone about a relationship. Okay, so what is coming in for us for this week for our highest and greatest good? We've got the Eight of Cups. So this is, the changes, making adjustments and moving away, because I was at the beginning of the reading, I was saying there's something about doors closing and doors opening. Okay, so she's literally walking away from a darker period and moving towards the light. And by the way, you see my fingernails, they're not dirty, I paint. And so I couldn't get all the paint out this morning. Note to self, I should use gloves when I paint, but I don't know if you could see that new painting up there. It's a big one. All right, anyways, okay, there's Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this pertains to you've been working on yourself, because this is all about letting go. We're all about tapping into our phoenix, right? How can we connect to our passion, the energy that's the spirit that drives us? So this is you working on yourself, walking away from Mount Nelixers, and there's the justice. I did just say a second ago, I felt the justice being served here. And the justice card is all about, settlements, things being settled, balance, things coming into balance, and it usually does connect with, it can connect with the legal system. So I do feel for some of you that validates what I was saying when I channeled that message. But I also feel this is you coming into balance. you working on yourself, you coming into greater balance with yourself, with your physical self, all your mind, body, your soul, and your spiritual self. Okay, so I do feel like that. And there's the Magician just below that. So I don't feel like that's not a coincidence. Magician is all about you connecting with that spiritual essence that drives you and guides you, and you creating the magic that is your life. Remember, everything is magic. You see the magic in the little things through grace, through signs, through synchronicities. You recognize the universe is extraordinarily magical. Okay, there's the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, I should say. Walking away from the heavy laden burdens. That's what you're moving away from, I feel. Okay, but it takes some effort. It takes some effort. As we know, we're working on ourselves. It's not for the faint of heart, a spiritual awakening, not for the faint of heart, but worth it in the end. It leads you towards the Nine of Cups, which is happiness, joy, fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. It's all about prosperity as well. And there's a Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which represents new passion, drive. Look at that young horse there. There's a beautiful girl. She's connected to her passion, new beginning, new feeling, new joy. Gorgeous. And there's the Chariot. I feel like the Chariot came up last week. And the Chariot's all about fast moving energy, balancing the energy between us and things moving, the light and the dark, and things moving forward really quickly. Okay, so I really love. Oh my gosh. I said the Page of Swords. You guys just saw me do that. It was literally at the top of the deck. I was seeing it in my mind's eye. There's the Page of Swords. This is all about news. It connects with that Justice card, I feel. This is all about communication and news coming in. And I feel it's illuminating the news. Yeah, there's the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like this is like news about a new path forward, new beginning, and it's connected to something tangible, money. So it could be, contracts, documents, things like that. And there's the star card, wishes being fulfilled. Yay! Beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like this star card came out last week. I'd have to look back. It's me. I'm an 80s girl. The bigger the hair, the closer to God. So if my hair is looking too flat, you might see me fluff it up. Anyway, wishes fulfilled. This is all about the star. This is about dreams coming true, you following your dreams, and you feeling like turning over a new leaf and feeling really, really good. So I love that. Beautiful. What do we need to surrender to for this week coming up, Spirit? What do we need to surrender to for our highest and greatest good, to step into the highest and best versions of ourselves? And so it is surrender to Spirit. I love that. It says, once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. Yes. Surrender to Spirit. Let's see our Spirit Animal deck. Spirit guides, great angel, spirit animal message for us for our highest and greatest good. What do we need to hear? And so it is. Oh, be loyal to what you love. The dog. Be loyal to what you love. When we're doing what we love, when we're connected to our passion, we don't feel like we're working. But if you're in a job you don't necessarily love, it could be a message about making sure to do things that you love. Make sure your hobbies are very important. Doing your gardening, your painting, your just all the things that you love. Like I love to paint, so I paint. I don't paint every day, but I do make it a priority in my life because it makes me feel good. Gives me a type of buoyancy, and that's the thing. We have to nurture what we love because it creates spiritual buoyancy within ourselves. Helps us with our mood, our perspective. Helps keep us in alignment with the energy that flows through us, and so it's all good. All right. What else? From our angels, we'll do our little message from our angel blessings. Angels, what do we need to know? Manifestation. Your dreams are coming into manifestation. You are manifesting. Remember, we manifest with intention. It starts with grace, though. And you have support. You are supported. You are guided. You are loved. And let us do a prosperity abundance card before we close. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, please click the link below. Don't forget to like and share the channel. It really helps the channel grow, and I'm so grateful. Sending you all so much love and light for a blessed and harmonious time. Okay. It is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you. And as it bless, I should have just put my glasses on. Oh my goodness. Let's do that again. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. Yay, I love that. Well, you got the message. Tap in, tune on, turn in to the Phoenix Rising, as you are amazing, you are magnificent, you are gorgeous. So it is. Namaste.